The term legal status of students attending a higher education institution refers to recognizing the standing or position students hold in relation to the institution, its policies, and the laws. This status governs the rights, responsibilities, and protections students have while pursuing their education. Students in higher education are typically considered legal adults if over 18, and their relationship with the institution is often based on contractual and regulatory obligations. The broad rights of students while attending a higher education institution have certain fundamental rights which are often guaranteed by federal or state laws, institutional policies, and court decisions. These rights can include rights to due process, where students are entitled to a fair treatment and due process, freedom of expression, where students should be able to express their opinions and participate in peaceful protests and engage in academic debate without fear of retaliations as they abide by institution as long as they abide to institutional processes of conduct, as well as having the right to privacy, which is protected by FERPA, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Students have the right for privacy concerning their educational records. Schools are limited to what they can disclose without the student's consent. Students are also allowed to be in a non-discriminatory relationship with the school. Title IX and Americans with Disabilities laws assist students with that, being they cannot be in discriminations based on gender, race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, and or any type of disability. They also have the right to safety for when they get in school. Students have the right to a safe campus environment, free from threats, violence, or harassment, or unsafe conditions. When students think of contracts, they have contractual rights. The relationship between students and their higher education institution is often viewed as contractual. When a student enrolls, they enter into a contract with the institution, which includes mutual rights and obligations. Contractual rights may include access to education, adherence to policies, rights to services, as well as degree completion. When we think of the legal relationship between students and other students, they're defined by institutional policies or codes of conduct and laws governing behavior and safety. These include a code of conduct, where most institutions have a student conduct that outlines expected behavior and consequences for their misconduct. Anti-discrimination laws such as Title IX, ADA, and civil rights laws protect students from discrimination of their peers based on gender, race, disability, etc. And finally, something we've already talked about, tort law. Tort law is where students can be legally liable for harm caused by others through actions like assault, defamation, or negligence. Legal relationships between students and administration is a very, very touchy subject. Between students is similarly guided by institutional policies, federal and state laws, and contractual agreements. Some defining aspects include due process and fair treatment. Administration is able to provide students with fair procedures, especially in cases of disciplinary action or academic disputes. Students must be informed of any allegations and given a fair chance to respond and defend themselves. FARPA, where administration must protect the confidentiality of student records and only disclose any legal permitted things or when the students with the student's consent. Title IX compliance is a big thing. Administrators must ensure that students are protected from sex-based discrimination and respond to complaints of any type of sexual harassment or assault according to the Title IX guidelines. Lastly, health and safety. Administrators are responsible and also held responsible if students are feeling unsafe on campus. They're also held responsible for ensuring that students feel safe. And the safety regulations and handling emergencies or crises, i.e., being a mental crisis or a physical safety crisis. Students affairs professionals, as the ones we are striving to be, we are we have the critical responsibility of handling student records and files according to FERPA. And the key policies that are inside the document or the law is maintaining confidentiality, ensuring students' records are authorized and seen by authorized personnel only. Ensuring compliance. This must ensure the institution complies with FERPA regulations regarding the collection, storage, and sharing of educational data of students. Providing access to students. Under FERPA, students have the right to access their records at any time. Student affairs professionals are responsible for facilitating this process. The three focused student regulations that govern student affairs responsibilities. FERPA governs the privacy. Title IX addresses sex-based discrimination and mandates that institutions take action against sexual harassment, assault, or any form of gender-based discrimination. And Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, ensures that students with disabilities are provided the equal access to educational programs and services. Student affairs professionals are responsible for coordinating accommodations of any kind for these students who are protected under ADA regulations. By adhering to these regulations and upholding both legal and ethical standards, student affairs professionals help maintain a fair, supportive, and legally compliant environment for all students.